You are looking live at Watkins Glen International. We are just about ready for more Grainger Truck Series road course action. It is the Cheez-It at the Glen here at beautiful Watkins Glen here in upstate New York. Round 10 of 12. We are absolutely getting down to crunch time, and the championship battle could not be closer. But for most of our championship contenders, we're going to see them toward the rear. Peter Onjak, he's going to line up 7th. He's really the biggest contender at the front. And then you go all the way back to the rear. Here you see Zachary DeLello. He is rolling off in 38th. Brendan Morris, second in points, 36th. Seth Morgan failed post-qualifying tech. He rolls off last. 3 contenders at the rear. What do we think of this?
Well, it's really fallen into on Jack's lap there, like perfectly, pretty much. I mean, when you look at the standings, yeah, everyone else. I mean, Greenman, who's currently in 5th, he's 29 points back. He's not starting too badly, but obviously Roberto Crown's 6th in standings. He's only 30 points back from the lead. That's not too bad. With just 3 races to go, he's on pole. So it's it's kind of fallen into the hands of possibly Roberto Crown Junior, but also I think Onjak's kind of in the catbird seat for now.
So speaking of qualifying, it's Clockman 1 taking the pole position for Andretti Team Dynamics, their first pole. Don Falconer, Jacqueline Concepcion, Orson Billion all up here as well. All drivers that have had a pretty quiet season. Could we see a good run and maybe even a win from one of these guys here today?
Well, road courses are a bit of a lottery, and you do see some drivers towards the front of the field that you don't normally expect. One of those being the 27 here of Clockman 1, so I think it's definitely a possibility. But we saw last year in with Cup at this road course, it can be very unpredictable. Anything can happen on track, including lots of contact. So yeah, it's a real lottery to who can come out on top today.
And just 2 more stories to touch on. The first one being the 55. J.R. Bedard was evaluated for a concussion after the incident he had at Pikes Peak, so he is not running this weekend. This is Zachary Fitzwater Sr., the second ever Australian to take part in USARC competition. He's going to roll off 17th, and a bit further in the field, Benedict Murdo, he's rolling off 25th, was in the headlines last week after an incident at Pocono in the Cup race. He is on probation, and if he has another major incident that he is at fault for, he might be facing a suspension. So do we think the 01 truck keeps it clean today?
I mean, who knows? I mean, Murdo's unfortunately developing a bit of a reputation for this. We've seen what happens when he gets a bit feisty on a road course before. So, yeah, just hope for the for the 39 other drivers' sake that he keeps it clean.
All right, and that is all from our pre-race notes. We're going to bring you back when we're ready for the command here in the Cheez-It at the Glen. 21 laps ahead of us, and it's Clockman 1 on the pole. We are back here at Watkins Glen.
Drivers, start your engines.
There's the command. 40 engines fire to life. Drivers will get to pick their lane for this initial start here at Watkins Glen, so you might see a bit of swapping as the field rolls their way through turns 10, 11, and 12. We're getting ready here. Pace truck is off, and we are accelerating through the gears. Green flag is out at Watkins Glen.
It's a good start for Crown.
Definitely a good start for Roberto Crown Jr. as we make our way into turn 1 for the first time. Top 3, Linus Stern. Jacqueline Concepcion has found her way into 2nd. Orson Billings got a good start. He's up to 4th, but it is Crown leading away from Clockman 1 at the start. And Concepcion trying to make a move on the 27.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a fish tail there for the 27. It's given the 05 all the impetus she needs to try and make a move.
And 1 is dropping early. Here comes Orson Billion as well. Don Falconer waiting in the wings as well as we rocket our way down the back straight here at Watkins Glen. Into the carousel, they're going to keep it clean. But Billion has now got all sorts of momentum. He's now right on the back of the 05 of Concepcion.
This is all good early on for Roberto Crown Jr., your Talladega winner, on a really good run of results. It's actually recently a top 5 at Pikes Peak as well. You just need to see these two in his rear mirror battling.
Didn't look like that Crown quite got the run he wanted out of 11. It's going to kind of open up a bit of space for Concepcion to work with, but not a ton. As we complete our first lap under green, we got side-by-side action here into turn 1. Freya Aerodaughter and Chris Martin's just on the fringes of the top 10. The 48, the 58 really sent it in there. The 41 not happy. There's a bit of contact there, but they're going to keep it straight. But definitely a bit of an exchange of sentiments as Pepega is going to go through on both of them. Greenman and Hawksworth are going to try to follow as well.
That was very risky for just the second lap here. Luckily, I mean, both drivers kept it clean and were nearly 3 wide.
Yeah, 3 wide there, almost between Gray, Truex, and Davis as they're all kind of stacking up behind the 41. And here comes Gray around the outside. Bit of dirt kicked up there. I think someone got a bit of the inside through the carousel. So it's definitely a bit frantic back here. Looking back up to the front, it's very much not so, as the 3 of Crown is really streaked away. Concepcion in second, trying her best to keep up. Billion holding down third over 1 and Falconer. Oh, and we got a pitter.
Ooh, is that smoke?
That is smoke pouring out of the back. I believe that's the 08 of Sean McHale.
It doesn't look like anyone else involved. It looks like it was just the engine expiring.
And Henley looked like he might try to make that 3 wide for a second. Thought better of it. And we're going to check. Yeah, it is in fact McHale. Ignition issues on the 08. And what started out as a good season for them has just gotten worse and worse. And they're going to be last in this one as Clockman 1 trying to set up a run on Billion into the carousel. He's forced him wide, and I think he's going to get the spot. Marici going way wide there in the background. That's going to open the door for the likes of Peter Onjak. Actually got a really good drive off, though, so he will stay ahead. But Skylar Taylor now working on the 14.
Onjak had a bad run there, and it's just allowed Taylor to catch right up to the back of your points leader. He's just got to keep it clean at this point. He's still in a very good position points-wise.
Oh, and Taylor really wide. I think kept it out the wall, but 52 really close there on the last corner.
It was way too close to comfort, and as you can see, she's lost a place or two.
In contact with Pepega. Gonna keep the 39, keeps it straight.
Looks like for a second there, 58 was going to shoot the middle, but Freya Aerodaughter thinking better of it.
So we head up
now.
The S's. The 58's definitely got the run on the 52. Jet Hawksworth in the 06 and Anthony Greenman in the 50 and the 5 rather are waiting in the wings. As we got 3 of the 4 555 trucks right in this battle here. The 05, the other truck, is still running in second, Jacqueline Concepcion. And Aerodaughter's gotten to the inside of Taylor. Almost a bit of contact there.
Very aggressive, that one, diving into the carousel. They've got to be so careful to not cause a high-speed accident there.
Well, they've done their best so far as Aerodaughter's backed off a bit, and that allows the Scottish driver Jet Hawksworth now a shot at the 58. Hawksworth's gone really wide. Just got a bit of the wall there. Basically did what Taylor did on the last lap, but with a bit less successful of a result. Or, I guess, bigger punishment, as you see Gray diving to the inside of Greenman, but could not make the spot. And now Hawksworth right back on the 22. As in the background, Martins and Davis doing battle. 06 down the inside. Up the S's.
Onjak and Marici, I think, are side by side as well, or they were. Onjak's going to get the place on him. And just up in front, this is third.
Billion on Clockman 1. These two have been battling all day for this third position. A bit of contact as we head into the carousel. The 85 sent the 27 wide, and that's going to give the 85 the spot. And here comes Falconer down the inside of the 27 as well. As making our way into turn 10, 86 gonna try to book in this move. 27 holding
so careful through
strong.
this last corner.
And they're still gonna stay side by side. It's a second lead out front for Roberto Crown Jr. This is exactly what he wants to see, as Falconer's gonna tuck into line behind the 27. Don't look now, the 14 of Peter Onjak is right on this group now. As we wind our way up the S's, does anyone have a good run? They're going to have the long back straightaway to try to sort something out. I mean, it's only lap 6 of 21, so we still do have time. No need for an aggressive send into the carousel now.
Oh, Onjak's looking.
Billions run a bit wide. 85 really pushing it. But we're going to stay line astern for now throughout most of the pack. Davis and Martins still doing battle. This is a bit outside the top 10. The 60 trying to get around the 41. Can't quite make the move stick out of through 10, but is going to make the move stick there.
So that is wide on it there. I'm not sure if that's going to compromise him too much.
So we head down into turn 1. Looks like no. Davis will keep the spot over Martins. As things certainly are calming down a bit. Falconer trying to close up back on Clockman 1 again. The 86 wants to take 4th spot. Well, I think Peter Onjak is content to just ride it out right now in 6th.
Yeah, 6 is a very good position for him. He's just got to keep the championship in mind at all times at this point. He's very comfortably where he is, although it's getting very tight behind Clockman 1. Forming a bit of a, to use an F1 term, a trilly train behind him.
It definitely looks like the 27's becoming a bit of a cork in the bottle, as Onjak, I thought for a second, might try to send down the inside of Falconer. Thinks better of it. Papega and Taylor are doing battle. This is on the fringes of the top 10. For Aerodaughter, almost contact there. There actually might have been a bit of contact. But that, another very risky move from the Icelandic drivers. Here comes Taylor. Can't outbreak the 39 of Papega. And we'll stay in the same positions as they left at the final corner.
That was very much too close for comfort there for Freya Aerodaughter, having a very good run at the moment in the top 10. There we can see Nina Truex and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in his USARC debut.
Diego Yepa is just behind, I believe, also making his Truck Series debut. Made his Cup debut last week at Pocono, and the 7 Monster Motorsports team debuting their new Order of the Aero scheme. Looks quite nice, and it's always good to see another truck getting funding, as Fitzwater is going to make the move on Truex. Can't quite make it stick to the carousel, and I think the 19 might just be able to clear the 55. And Truex will.
Very much calmed down at the minute.
They're single file through most of the field, and Concepcion has just not been able to make an impression on Roberto Crown Jr.
Lost about half a second on the last lap, actually.
So the 3 pulling away from the 05, but the 05 has a decent gap back to the likes of Billion and 1, who have been squabbling for most of this race. So we head down the backstretch. You would imagine the 85 would be hoping the 27 could recognize that, and these two could start working together to try to get after our leaders, but it looks like more fighting's on the cards as Falconer sent it way too deep through the carousel, but got the better drive off than Onjak.
I'm surprised he couldn't make that work. Bit of a switch around here, maybe? No.
but one
Biding
is
his
now
time.
really hassling the 85 of Billion. Or was through that last sequence of corners. As we're now halfway through this one, Roberto Crown Jr. looking very comfortable out front.
Yeah, he's once again just put nearly half a second on the next closest.
Oh, and
track
Billion
is
with a bit of a
Billion
mistake into one.
Ooh, one's gonna dive
Oh
it in.
my
Ooh,
goodness, one had to back out of
ooh.
that big time, got on the curb a bit. 85 was not having any of a move into the S's, and now here comes Falconer.
It's going to cause a bit of a stack up because Vulcan has got to kind of wait to when he can jump out, which is down the straight, and everyone else is going to pile in behind, kind of waiting to make their move.
Here comes Falconer, he's stepped out early. Gonna dive it in. And I think he's gonna make the move slick. He might go for 2 for 1. Billion didn't really have a great run through the carousel, but now the momentum shifts back to the outside and one's able to clear again. And here comes Onjack now on Falconer. Oh, and I think the 86 might have grazed the wall there on entry in 10.
It's not really affected his position. He's still on the inside of the 14.
They're going to be side by side on corner exit. I think the momentum is definitely going to be on the outside though as we head toward turn 1. '86 has dropped behind Onjack and will drop behind Marici as well. So that is a costly move for Don Falconer.
This track is so momentum based, and you've seen what happens when you just can't work that momentum in your favour, and you have to just kind of back out or just get a bad run off the corner, or in Falconer's case, just make a small mistake. Just really does not bode well for you at all. As Papega's right on the back of the 86.
And Marici's right on the back of the 14. Falconer right on the back of the 85. And they're going really wide through the carousel. Marici sent it down the inside. They were briefly 3 wide.
Clean, fair play, guys. And Marici's just lost all the momentum and actually can't make anything out of it.
And it was actually Onjack who challenges one who really mounts the curb there. 27's now lost all of his momentum. And look at Marici!
Oh my god. Guys.
We still haven't had a caution in this race, but they are really trying to make something happen. But we're going to keep somehow all the same positions as we did at the start of this lap. And now Onjack looked for a second there on Clockman 1. The 2 really sliding their way through the S's. That's going to open the door for Marici perhaps to try to get back right into this fight. Oh, and we're under yellow.
Yeah,
oh, Carter Swab, big damage.
Yeah. He's hit something hard.
Caleb Evans and is DeLello involved in it as well?
There's no damage, but
doesn't look like he's got damage. So certainly Evans has damage. Swab, that is race done. And that is going to be a 2.7 second lead for Roberto Crown Jr. Completely erased as Marici definitely trying to race this back to the yellow with Peter Onjack, he's trying to race Clockman 1. The 27s run wide. Who's going to get the drive off the final corner? Scoring says the 27. So we are under caution for the first time today here at Watkins Glen. For an incident, I believe at turn 1, Carter Swab, Caleb Evans, 2 trucks definitely involved. We'll take a look at what has happened here at Watkins Glen. Heading into turn 1, we see Nick Breeding doing battle with Caleb Evans. Contact there at the apex, more contact, and the 11 not happy with the 53. Thinks he kind of sent him around. And then here comes Caden Lemon, nowhere for him to go, and then knocks the 53 right into the 88. Carter Swab, wrong place, wrong time, and he is out at Watkins Glen. We are back here at Watkins Glen, lap 14 of 21. We're going to see the green lap 15. And Chris Martins, I don't know if there's something wrong on the 41. He's just gone way off the track. Green flag back out here at Watkins Glen. Potential issues on the 41. And I guess the question is, can Roberto Crown reestablish his race lead? Yeah, 41 down pit road. I think he's got a mechanical issue, and the 3 is gone. Or maybe not.
A great restart there, but he ran wide on corner exit in turn 1.
Oh, and here comes Concepcion. Concepcion got a better run through the S's. These two have definitely pulled away from Orson Billion in third, though. As down the back for the first time under green again. Crown going to stay well ahead of the 05. And 1's going to once again be a bit of a stack up. As the field's all has gone through cleanly. 41 back out on track. Not sure what the problem for him was.
Billion's wide. Maybe under pressure.
Oh, Billion trying to keep the 27 behind him. As side by side out the final corner, that is Aerodaughter and Papega doing battle. Crown's put half a second down as the gap to work with here. Definitely not as much as he had earlier. So let's see if the 05 can make the most of it.
It's been very comfortable for the 3 so far. I mean, it will do absolute wonders for his championship fight if he can stay like this.
And tell you what, 05 doesn't look like he's making much of an impression early. The 3 really pulling away as we head into the carousel. Billion almost ran that way off, almost like cleared the banking. But in fact has not lost too much time to Clockman 1. Saw Crown also ran the carousel a bit wide. That's allowed Concepcion a bit closer. 1 now under pressure again from Onjack.
Would Faulkner a bit wide. Oh, and it comes to 27.
Oh, the 3 looked wide there as well.
Yeah.
As now Concepcion, I think, might smell a bit of blood in the water.
I think maybe Crown's just feeling the pressure a bit. Wide again.
Oh, wide again. Caleb Evans. They've pitted and taken the rear bumper off this truck. So he might be a late lapper to deal with as well. As Onjack's gone through on 1. And now he's chasing Orson Billion. Down the back yet again is Onjack shaping up for a move. He is.
Big dive. Ooh.
Down the inside. Can he make it stick?
This is big for his championship.
He can.
I believe. As it stands,
or
he's
not.
on new points. Oh no.
Outside line got the momentum again. Billion is through. 1's going to try to make a move into 10. Oh, and gets on the curb. So Onjack is going to stay ahead of 1. Can't get the move done on Billion, though. And that lead out front for Crown is staying at just about half a second, and there's a wreck. Big hit for Mita Truex.
Oh,
other trucks around, Breeding and Freeman. Parrish is also smoking.
Oh, Morris took a small hit at the end as well. I think there was 2 separate incidents in that as well.
Are we going to get another? We are either going to finish this under yellow, or we might get 1 more lap out of it. But we are racing back to the yellow. Lap truck of Caleb Evans is going to play a role. And he's parked it right in front of Crown.
Hey, but that's his satellite teammate right there. He needs to be so careful.
Does Concepcion have a late send of any kind?
Not moving out of the way.
I don't think it's really going to matter, though.
It might.
Oh, maybe it does.
Yeah, here comes your 5.
Concepcion has all of a sudden arrived on the scene, racing back to the line. Yeah. Oh, Crown's going to stay ahead.
Crown will be very angry.
Oh, it won it. Gets the wall. And so on to lap 19, we might not see another green flag lap. So we'll take a look at what happened. We are under caution lap 19 of 21 here in the Cheez-It at the Glen. Another incident on the front straightaway.
Here we can see what happened. It's Riley Spurlingship who runs slightly wide. Amina Truex just is the unfortunate victim, slammed into the inside water. Then further back, we see the 8 and Nick Breeding getting together, and a huge hit there. That was Will Parrish who hit the 19. And Brandon Morrissey, because he's taking a hit as well, but it doesn't look to be too bad. So a very tough break for Amina Truex, a team that overall has been having a very difficult season and nearly getting shafted by the 8 there as well. So yeah, very tough break for Amina Truex, and we'll be right back with what will either be the restart, which I imagine will be 1 lap to go, or the finish.
We are back here at Watkins Glen. We are going to get a 1 lap dash to decide this. Mina Truex and Will Parrish are out. Roberto Crown Jr. just needs to survive 1 more restart, and he is home with the win, his 2nd on the season, and what will be very big for the championship. We are green for the final time here in the Cheez-It at the Glen. The green and the white, and Falconer has spun the tires big time off the restart.
That was a terrible restart. It's going to cause an almighty stack up in the back. And
I don't know if that might be a restart violation for Clockman 1, but one thing's for certain, the 3 has not gotten away how much he wanted to. The 05 and the 85 are going to be right on his tail.
Already pulling away through the S's, but can Conception slightly wide there. Don't know if it's going to be her day.
They are all pushing to the limit, but I think it's Crown who might be home free.
There's a hornet's nest in the back of the pack at the minute, but I mean, Crown is just able to make that gap work as Onjack getting past, I think.
Onjack will not be able to make the move. Concepcion with a really poor run through the carousel. Unless it's a heroic send into turn 10 or a big mistake into 11, it's going to be all over. Roberto Crown Jr. is going to convert the outside pull to the victory. His 2nd on the season here in the Grainger Truck Series. Roberto Crown Jr. takes the Cheez-It at the Glen as 1 pit's coming to the line. And another pitter coming to the line, Santiago. I believe those are restart violations. At least in the 07 case. And actually for the 27, because he passed the 86. So much late race drama here. But in the end, Roberto Crown Jr. survives it all to take the victory. And that is huge for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to see where that stacks up. Crown and Onjack now the 2 big winners from that race, and everyone else in the championship battle just not doing well at all. I mean, Greenman with a top 10, fair enough, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to close up.
So it's Crown getting the win, Concepcion 2nd, Billion 3rd, Peter Onjack finishes 4th, then Marici Aerodaughter, Falconer, Papega, Hawksworth coming home in P9, very quiet day from him, that's a top 10, Anthony Greenman in 10th, then Isaac Davis, Skylar Taylor, Rhodes Gray, Riley Spurley-Tube, Zachary Fitzwater ends up 15th on debut, Diego Yepes, Benedict Murdo, Daniel Sells, Katyusha Tarasova, a very good day for the 25, and Virago Kitson are going to round your top 20. So that has been all here from Watkins Glen. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you for the next edition of GTS Action, which will be the penultimate round of the season at Memphis. Until then, thank you for watching.